Today on Talk to Kimi, I'm delighted to welcome bestselling author and local Dundonian, Wendy H. Jones. Hi Wendy, how are you?
Hi Kimi, I'm great, thanks.
Going back to your early days, Wendy, 6 years in the Navy and 17 years in the Army. Were you a glutton for punishment?
You could say that really, but to be honest, it wasn't punishment, it was fun. I just wandered around the world leading the life of an officer really, so I was never one of these people that got sent to war. I had a good time.
What made you join the forces?
Well, my mother had been in the army, and when I was 16 I went to a careers fair and my friend was thinking about joining the Wrens. So I picked up a form about being a nurse in the Navy and thought, oh, I'll fill this in, and before I knew where I was, I joined up.
Okay. What was the best bits about being in the services?
Well, I liked the camaraderie. I liked the fact that I got to travel and see the world. I was fortunate. I went all over the world. I went to Hong Kong, Israel, Germany, Cyprus, Gibraltar. I even managed to get a little bit of time in Holland.
Okay, just with having travelling all over the world, you'll have heard many different accents. If you had to choose one for yourself, though, what would it be?
Choose an accent other than Dundonian?
Yes.
I like the Scottish accent, but I also like Irish accent. I mean, I like Indian accents as well. They've got quite a soft tone to them.
Can you give me your impression of one?
I know who you are. Top of the morning to you.
What were the worst bits about being in the forces then?
Well, we're all human and none of us like being told what to do. So when you were told what to do and it wasn't something you wanted to do, it grated a bit, but you're taking the clean shilling, so you have to do what you're told.
Okay, that's fair enough. So moving on, Wendy, how did you get into writing?
Well, I was working down in academia down in England, and I got very ill, physically ill, and was in hospital. And when I got out, I thought, oh well, life's very short, anything can happen. I think I'll move back to Dundee, which I did, and I then found out that life can get a bit boring. So I had an idea for a story, and I started to write it, and the rest, they say, is history.
Okay. Wendy, although you have written several crime books, you haven't restricted yourself to that one genre. Can you tell us a bit about the other ones?
Well, I have written for academic textbooks. I've written in academic textbooks and articles for academic journals, but I've also written a book called Power Pack Book Marketing, Sell More Books. So it's to help authors sell their books.
Okay. And did I hear there was a children's book in the offing?
There is a children's book in the offing. I will be bringing out in September the 10th to be precise, the first in the Ferguson Flora mysteries. So they're not crime per se, but they are mysteries. And it's going to, the first one's going to be called The Dagger's Curse.
Right, let's go back to the main 4 books. We've had Killer's Countdown, Killer's Craft, Killer's Cross, and most recently, Killer's Cut. Would you say that C words are your favourite?
Well, I wouldn't actually. What happened was the first couple of books began with the titles go with the story, and the first 2 just happened to have C, and then the readers started to talk about it and say, well, what's the next C word going to be? So it just moved from there. Then people started trying to guess what the next one was going to be, and they were saying things like, oh, Killer's Cutlery. Doesn't have much of a ring to it, really.
No, it doesn't, but you could open that up as a competition on social media.
Well, I could actually. Yeah, that's a good point. I might try that.
I'm sure I've got a few suggestions. Yeah. Okay, Shona Mackenzie, Detective Inspector of Tayside Police. Did your background help with her kind of sense of discipline?
It did in that way, because obviously being in the military, I came from, it's quite a disciplined environment. So I knew how disciplined the police and organisations like that are, because obviously if you're in the thick of it, there's no time for people to be arguing the toss. However, I also know that there can be quite a bit of banter as well. It's not just all discipline and being strict. So I wanted to try and bring that across in the books as well.
Books 2 and 3 had a religious aspect to them. You know, is that something that you're passionate about, Wendy?
I I'm a passionate Christian. I'm a Christian, but the books are not Christian, although they've got a religious element to them. But there's no swearing or sex in my book, so they can be read by anybody.
Yeah, I just wondered if you'd encountered any of these experiences while you'd been at church, because I was going to say, tell us where they are and we'll avoid them.
Not at all. I have to say, the churches and everything I've gone to, because I went to Catholic schools, people have asked me if the nuns were based on anybody. It was just, I needed 3 women, and that was the only 3 women I could think of that we were living in the same place.
Okay. Wendy, I think you're too nice that even if they were based on people, you wouldn't share that with us.
But they're not, really.
Your characters find themselves in various situations, and as you're reading them, you actually find that you're thinking they're unsure if they're going to get out of that predicament. Can you recall a time when you found yourself in a similar situation?
Well, I found myself in a very precarious position in a Nepalese jungle.
Oh dear.
I was out there trekking, and I'd gone out to the jungle to look for tigers and things, which is fine if you're on in a truck or you're on top of an elephant, but not quite so trippy if you're walking through the jungle on foot. Anyway, we'd gone across a little, it was a river, it wasn't little, it was a river, but it was quite shallow. We'd gone across it in a kayak, and we got to the other side, we went into the jungle, and a storm blew up.
Oh dear.
And the guide left us. He ran away and left us. Not only did he leave us, he nicked the boat in the process. So we're on one side of this river with animals crashing around, rhinos and things that are frightened of the storm, and we got to get across it. So basically, we just had to wade through it and hope for the best.
And hope there was no crocodiles that were hungry.
Well, there wasn't any crocodiles. We didn't get washed away, and the hippos that were not hippos, the rhinoceroses that we'd seen didn't come after us. So, and no tigers appeared. Thank goodness. I've never been so glad not to see a tiger in my life.
Always a bonus on a walk. Which literary character would you say was most like you?
Now, that's a difficult one. That's a tough one, but I would have to say, and this is going to sound very strange for a crime writer, Mary Poppins, basically because you never know what I'm going to do or what's going to happen when I'm around.
Okay. Well, at least next time I see somebody hovering across Dundee with a bunch of balloons, I'll just say, yep, that's Wendy.
Absolutely.
Wendy, if you were a superhero, what would your name be and what costume would you wear?
Well, I have to say it would probably cover me quite well, although I might have short shorts a bit like Wonder Woman. But people, because I'm the webmaster for the Association of Christian Writers and I know what I'm doing, people call me Wonder Wendy already.
So you're already a superhero with a name?
I'm already a superhero, but only because I can sort website problems out.
Another secret talent you have.
Well, I don't know where the secret talent came from, but I seem to manage it.
It's always a good thing to know. Okay, Wendy, so what have you got coming up the rest of this year? Obviously, you've mentioned Ferguson Flora.
Yep, Ferguson Flora Mysteries. I will also have another D.I. Shauna Mackenzie book out later this year, probably in November. I usually bring one out in November. I've got lots of book signing lined up. I'm doing some talks for Book Week Scotland in November. I have just arranged today a book signing tour of the Royal Bank of Scotland.
Oh, okay.
Random.
Oh, random, but not done before.
No, never been done before as far as I know. Do a book signing in the Royal Bank of Scotland in Broughty Ferry in Dundee, and that went very well. So the district manager would like me to do one of all the other Royal Banks of Scotland in the district.
Oh, congratulations, that sounds like a really good deal.
Much.
Yeah,
it's
well
quite
done.
exciting actually, because it's good to see a bank that is committed to supporting the community.
Yeah, that's really positive. Okay, final question you'll be glad to know. What punctuation mark best describes your personality and why?
Exclamation mark, because when I'm around, everybody never knows what's coming next.
Excellent.
It's always surprising.
And that's exactly what I'd have put you down as, an exclamation mark. Wendy, thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I've had a great time.
Good, and I really wish you all the best with your new adventures, and I'm sure there will be many more to come.
Thank you very much.